Quite often I see new players ask, how can I get my first solo kill? The response is usually faction warfare, which is a good suggestion, but I'd like to offer what I think is an easier alternative. I've created a new character and added a few skills that you can train on day 1. I'll talk about the ship fitting later in the video. All you'll need skill-wise is Energy Grid Upgrades 2, Light Drone Operation 1, and Drones up to level 3. If you didn't know already, you can get 1 million free skill points by using a referral link. Feel free to use mine, which is in the description below. You absolutely don't need 1 million skill points for my method though. The ship we'll be using is the Heron, and the fit is as cheap as I can make it, at just under 2 million-isk. I'll talk through the fit at the end of the video. It'll make more sense once you've seen how the ship is going to be used. First, set your home station to Jita and check you don't have any implants installed, just in case you die. Our area of operation will be in the systems next door to Jita. These systems are all quite busy and full of explorers searching for wormholes. We will be finding these wormholes and setting a trap. Our targets are other Tech 1 explorers. First, we need to scan down some wormholes. We're looking for wormholes that lead to unknown space. There is a possibility you'll find Triglavian wormholes. If this happens, you need to warp off as soon as possible, or the Triglavians will destroy your ship. You can tell a wormhole is Triglavian, as the wormhole will be miles away, and there'll be all these strange artifacts in space. You might also be getting shot at. Once you find a normal wormhole, you should right-click it, show info, and check that it leads to unknown space. If the text says the wormhole is at the end of its life or on the verge of collapse, you should avoid it and find a different hole. Next, right-click and save the location so we can find the wormhole easily later. Set expiry to 2 days, as wormholes don't last longer than this. After you've saved the location, you can jump into the wormhole. This wormhole happens to have some environmental effects, but we won't worry about these. You should always bookmark the wormhole again from the inside. You wouldn't want to warp off and have to scan it down again. Press L to bring up your saved locations window. This is just useful to have up on your screen. Next, we can jump back through to high security space where we can wait for our first victim. Reapproach the hole so you are in range to jump as soon as a target appears. Because we jumped the hole twice within 5 minutes, we're polarized and can't jump again until a short cooldown timer has expired. Now we wait for an exploration frigate to warp to the hole, our first target. An Imicus has appeared, so let's jump through and set our trap. Hopefully he'll think we're another explorer and follow us through. First, approach the bookmark we made of the wormhole and turn on your Afterburner and sensor booster. This will position us at the centre of the wormhole, ready for when the target jumps in and decloaks. The jump animation and sound effect indicates the target has jumped in, so activate your guns and tackle modules. Holding control and clicking the target will begin to lock them, and because the modules are pre-activated, they'll apply the instant the target is locked. My reactions are pretty slow, so I like to spam click the overview in the position the target will appear. Approach him as soon as you start to lock. In this case, the target has tried to warp away. he also appeared within our Scram and Web range. We locked him before he could warp, so now we just have to kill him and hope he doesn't turn back to the hole to escape. Some nice loot pays for our ship multiple times over and gets us our first kill. Now we can jump back to high sec and do it all again. This time a Heron, and this fight is a bit more interesting. So same again, reapproach the hole, activate your Afterburner and sensor booster and pre-activate your modules. And then hold control and spam click the location that he'll appear on your overview. There's a splash animation, so he's just jumped in. This time the lock fails. I was a bit slow to realise the target had cloaked. As Herons can't warp cloaked, I approached him and tried to decloak him. A second person just jumped in, so I'm a bit concerned he has a friend or a bigger ship is about to attack. Pretty pleased with that decloak. The second person decloaks and isn't a threat, so we're good. Going a bit off script here, a bestower warps in. I couldn't resist. I'm pretty sure he's bait fit, so I want to try and keep near enough to the hole so that I can bail out if I need to. A bait hauler would easily kill my ship or hold me down long enough for his friends to arrive. Of course, I've never fallen for a baity hauler before. At this point I'm pretty confident he's not bait, so I'm a bit happier to get closer. A Magus appears, which is not something you want to see on a hole, so I get the kill and make an escape. This time I find a Heron already on the hole I was warping to. He doesn't move to begin with, but then starts to approach the hole. This time the target appears outside of our Scram and Web range, but within our Warp Disruptor range. We need to get closer and apply our Scram and Webs as fast as possible so he doesn't jump back through the hole. If we let him get within jump range of the hole, our target will escape. A random pod appears. I should have been able to tackle both pods, but was then distracted when the wormhole collapsed, cutting me off from high sec. Luckily, this system had another high sec connection, putting me 47 jumps away from Jita. Nice. You get a kill mark for every ship you kill, excluding pods and corvettes. That puts my Heron at 4 kill marks. Woohoo! So now that you've seen the technique, I'll run through the fitting real quick. So this is with my day 1 alpha character, so my skills are trash. If you've been playing for longer than a day, you have better skills than me. In the high slots, I've just gone 2 blasters. We have 2 turret slots and 2 missile slots, so I can only use blasters on this character. You use whatever you want, just go close range, high damage, squeeze out as much damage as you can. The probe launcher's there just to scan down those wormholes. The mid slots are where all of the tackle happens. So if you remember, as they jump into the wormhole, when they decloak they will either try and warp off or they will try and crash back to the hole. So the Warp Disruptor is there to get that initial point on them to stop them from warping off. Then as you approach them and get into range of your Warp Scrambler, you can turn off their micro warp drive and also slow them down with the Webifier. The sensor booster is there so that you lock them faster. This increases your scan resolution. The faster you lock them, the less likely they are to crash back to the hole. And you'll also be able to tackle them before they can warp off. And the Afterburner is just there so that you can close the gap between you and them as fast as possible. In the lows I've just gone fitting and cap. See, fitting's pretty tight, but again, day 1 skills aren't great. And in the drone bay I've just got Hobgoblins for some extra damage. In the rigs I've just gone for a targeting system subcontroller. That just increases your scan resolution just a bit more. Again, just reducing that lock time as much as possible. If you had more skills and you wanted to spend more ISK, this is what I would use. I've swapped the highs to 2 rocket launchers and a blaster, and you would swap the blaster with the core probe launcher just for when you're scanning the holes, and then refit the blaster when you're looking to do the PvP. In the mids I've gone Tech 2 Scram and Webs, and dropped the sensor booster for a 2nd web. This is just to help really lock down your targets before they can crash the gate. Tech 2 drones and some extra sensor mods to maintain the same scan resolution as before, and you end up with 167 DPS, which is pretty good. Just to make clear though, this fit and the Day 1 fit, they're both designed to do a very specific thing, and that is camp wormholes for other exploration frigates. You're not going to win any fights against anything that can shoot back. I wouldn't take this into nullsec, so there are better fits out there for that. So there you go, 1 day old, a few hours of training, and a ship that is under 2 million ISK. 4 kills, we even made some ISK with the loot. If you just want your first few solo kills, why not give this a go? You'll still get the combat shakes, and you won't need to feed 100 frigates to faction warfare. If you're a more experienced player, why not leave a comment listing all of the mistakes you notice me make? Show the new players you don't need to be competent in order to get kills. I'll leave you with some bonus clips. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, why not subscribe? Thanks for watching.